Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein has been charged with rape and several other counts of sexual assault against 2 women. He appeared before a New York court in handcuffs. He did not enter a plea, but agreed to post $1 million cash bail, wear an electronic monitor, and not travel beyond New York and Connecticut. Victoria Bennett is a poet and founder of Wild Women Press. She joins us now from Cumbria, Penrith in the UK. Good to speak to you. So this is getting a lot of attention. It is not only about Weinstein anymore, is it? How much effect has the Me Too movement had?
I think what it's done is it's given people a voice from all avenues in all kinds of spaces and workplaces in the home. And I think that people are coming forward and they're sharing their stories. And that is having a ripple-on effect across the whole spectrum.
So is this giving women courage to come forward? Will it set an example, do you think?
Obviously, at this point, with the Weinstein case, we're at the beginning of the legal process. But the fact that the charges have been made acknowledges in itself the legal right for these cases to be brought to court and to be given a full judicial process. This in itself is an empowering message that says sexual assault and abuse will not be accepted, that it was never acceptable, and that those who have experienced it will no longer be silenced. And I think that is where the solidarity of the Me Too movement, from the social media campaign to the anthology of poetry that I've been involved in by Fair Acre Press, that it offers a strength and acknowledgement of the right to be heard and the right to say, no more, this is not acceptable, and we will not be silenced.
But there are many allegations, but he's only charged with 2 cases. Do you think justice will be served out of this, sir?
As I said, we are part of we're at the beginning of a long process, I don't doubt. I think that the legal, it will be a start. But I think that the fact that it has come to this stage, that the case has been brought forward, that the charges have been made, that the New York Police Department have acknowledged the right to those women to legal process and to be heard and to have a full judicial process undergo. This is an important moment within the Me Too movement. The fact that it is only a couple of cases, it's still important. Certainly, I hope that it's seen that way.
And what more do you think can be done to encourage women to come forward, if this is a start?
Well, I think that by speaking out, I mean, at the moment, with the poets involved in the Me Too anthology, we're touring the UK, sharing the poems, sharing our stories, and we've noticed through that people are coming forward and sharing their own stories. And I think that is the point. If everybody keeps standing up and saying, this has happened, this is not acceptable, this is not something that I need to carry the shame or the blame for anymore, and these things will have an impact. I truly believe that it is already changing people's lives. I think that when I first experienced assault, I was met with not that it shouldn't have been acceptable, but that it was almost like a coming of age. It was an expected thing to have happened to a woman. And I was taught coping strategies for managing to live with that experience. I hope that the Me Too movement will change that for people, so that people of a new generation and people who have historical cases of abuse will realise that it was not acceptable, it is not acceptable, and it is no longer acceptable, and it will stop.
Well, thank you for sharing your story and that insight there, Victoria Bennett.